So in this video, we're going to talk about how to configure the Windows security using group policies and GPOs. So yeah, out of the box, the Windows operating system can have like multiple or serious vulnerabilities and misconfiguration that can lead to your system like being compromised basically. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to define what Windows security policies are and how we can configure them both for like local system and also system that are like part of the corporate network domain. But yeah, like first, if you're like first time that we are meeting, or like it's the first time that you came across this video, welcome to my channel. My channel name is Cyberfolio Chronicles and my name is Jayesh, and here I'm here to spread the knowledge that I have for cybersecurity and also my passion for cybersecurity and my will that every person in this world can get to know about what cybersecurity is and how you can basically save yourself or just keep yourself updated about all the best practices. And yeah, so remember to smash the thumbs up or the like button for this video, and yeah, hit the subscribe button as well. Just turn on the bell icon so that you don't miss on the future content that I have planned. And yeah, you can leave a comment on how you found the videos and also about different questions, and basically just helps my YouTube algorithm. And if in case you want to know a bit more, like read a bit more about cybersecurity and different topics about it, you can also visit my website on which I post different blog posts about different cybersecurity topics every week. And you can also subscribe to the newsletter and basically get updated on every single time when I get this particular post out or like my blog posts out. So yeah, enough talking. Let's now just jump back into the video. The very first thing that we are going to do in this video is walk through how to apply security policies to a local system. This means like a single system that we are logged into. Most people aren't going to have to configure single policies for an individual system, but yeah, depending on the environment that you work in, it's totally possible that you could be working with isolated systems where this is required. We're also configuring a single system first because yeah, we are going to work our way up configuring many systems on a network. But yeah, we need to start with the basics to configure security policies on a local system. So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to go to the start menu. So let's go to the start menu and just type gpedit.msc. So yeah, and just click on it and you're going to get this window that pops up here. And center it up a bit for you. So this is the local group policy editor, and yeah, I will just, you can make it a bit bigger as well so you can see it easier. And this is where all the settings live for the local computer. Okay, so you can have a bunch of different areas. You can have computer configurations and then user configurations, like all the things you can see here, depending on what you're trying to configure. So you're going to have to go to the correct place, but this is where they all basically exist. So yeah, you can see there are different sections here as well. Now also widen it up a bit for you here. Yeah, so and that basically you can define. So these sections for user right assignments, then all you can see even audit policies, and you just have to find what's basically you're looking for specifically. So once you have changed a setting in this video, this is like automatically applied to the local computer. You don't have to like hit save or anything just like that. So yeah, just in case anywhere like you go and like click on something anywhere, like anything just in general, well, what you have to do is like you specifically don't have to hit save, you don't have to press OK, nothing like. So if I were to change one of these policies that you can see and hit OK, like it automatically is going to get applied. I don't have to close out the window. So yeah, be very careful when you're changing these settings, because obviously if you change something and you mess it up, you could cause issues. And yeah, if you want to play around again, if you have VM Workstation Pro, what you can do is like you can always take a snapshot of your like virtual machine, and then like you can jump back to the state where everything was working properly for you. So as you can see, like configuring a local security policy for a single system is really easy to do now. So yeah, what we can do is like let's shift gears and start talking about how we can configure security policies for like our corporate network domains. So yeah, what we just saw to configure security policies on the individual system, but the problem is that the method does not scale. So when we start building out an entire network of systems, we need some method to mass configure systems, but yeah, like not just only push out that initial configuration, but it also keeps the configurations updated with the latest policy. So in the ROU policy group policies, like it centralizes the management of our security policies for like all our systems in our network domain. So the first thing that we need to do for our test on this particular network is like create a domain with Active Directory. So jumping back to your server manager, just in case if you have already have an information about this, how you can do it, like you can skip this part. If not, like you can like follow along. So Active Directory, or like AD, is like the central service that will push out our security policies to all the systems on the network and that are joined to our like domain. So if you aren't aware of that, of what a domain is, it's like it's the term for Windows systems that are connected to a network and they can share services like authentication and like DNS and file sharing, just basically to name a few. A system will not join a domain by default. So an administrator has to actually configure a system and like join it to the domain. So yeah, all right, let's configure the Active Directory services for our domain. So the first step, as I said, like just hop into your server manager. So a lot of times this probably is already open. If not, like you can just in general on the start menu, just type server manager and this will appear. Yeah, or like you can also go on to the start menu and you can see that it says server manager. So like there are many options. So once you have opened it, and what you can do is like in this part in the home screen, you just go and click on manage, and here like we are going to select add roles and features. So here it gives you an information of basically what this does. You can read it and you can like just hit next. And here what we'll do is like we will select the role based or like feature based installation and click on next. And if you have like basically several multiple servers in here, you could select the different servers and that will come in handy later. But yeah, once you get a bunch of services running, but for now, like yeah, we are going to do it on this just like one particular server, which is the local system, and we're going to afterwards like clicking next, select the Active Directory domain services. And yeah, what we can do is like it will add all the required features for the domain services. We will then click on add features and then click on next, and next as well. We won't change anything, and click on next here as well. So yeah, once you click next, you will see this dialog box. And yeah, so you can always check basically this dialog box that if you want to automatically restart and yeah, like your destination's server. And yeah, but we are going to leave that unchecked for now, and we are going to basically just click on install, and we will check back once this is finished installing. All right, so now it's finished installing, and we're going to now click on close. And then what you can see is like in the notification, you will see like this triangle icon, and we're going to click on that, and we need to promote this server to the domain controller. Now we're going to go ahead after you clicked on that, and yeah, because we are creating a brand new domain and we are not connecting to another network, we need to add a new forest if we were adding this to an existing forest and creating a new domain, or just adding it to a existing domain. And yeah, we could do that as well on these other options. So there are, you can just select multiple ones, yeah, in this. But we are creating, as I said, we are creating brand new domain and new forest for the root domain name. So we are going to use yeah, for this, like any particular name. So can, let's say, write practice.lab for it. And yeah, once you type this, so with, if you were like using an actual URL, so you basically will put your actual website for your company. If you're creating this in a company network, you need to make sure that in your DNS server, your domain name service server that you actually have, that there's these entries. So make sure people get to the correct websites if they are trying to go to your company website, because let's say you don't have, or like you don't host your actual website internally or on this server, and you use your website for this. So yeah, for example, google.com, and that's like basically a website. And what will happen is that like the systems that are internal are joined to the domain, they will try to resolve internally. So basically, like you need that DNS entry that routes to the correct place. But for this example, it's not really going to matter. So yeah, like practice.lab is going to be our domain name. Now, after next, clicking on next, like you can basically select the functional level. If you were going with, let's say, a domain that had other operating systems in it, so like for an example, Windows Server like 2012, or so like basically some of those lower operating systems, they can't operate at their like higher functional level, so like this 2016 level. So you would have to change those. But because this is like only computer that you're going to do it in, and it's like a brand new domain, we are going to use the latest and like the best. And then we need to enter like a password here for the directory service remote mode, or like the DSRM mode. And yeah, this password allows administrators like a backdoor access to the database just in case something goes wrong later, but it doesn't provide access to the domain or any services in the domain. So yeah, like we will just go ahead and put a password. This password is like really important, and usually like kept quite secretive and like also quite handy in terms of like that you can get it way easier. Like, so yeah, it's like really has to be like a super secret password, and then like click on next. And then this is like giving us an error about DNS. So we are not really worried about this for like about particularly this for our purpose. So we're going to go ahead and click next. And yeah, what you will see is like the NetBIOS domain name. Like this is what's used when we are like actually trying to log in. So when we provide our username, it's essentially puts this before our username to indicate that we are logging into the domain for this purpose. So yeah, we will just going to leave it just the way it is, and as a you could change it if you wanted to, but we're just going to leave it the way it is. Now we will just click on next, and yeah, afterwards, like when it moves to the paths, we will also like just leave this as default settings and click next. Now on this screen, like you can click this view script, and this will actually give you the PowerShell script for deploying this. So if you wanted to keep that kind of on the side, like this particular information on the side, or if you wanted to see what it is actually sending for commands there, you can like just save it somewhere. Yeah, so we are going to now click on next, and this is going to go through some prerequisite checks before we start our installation. And yeah, so once it's done, we check back again. And yeah, then we are not like worried about these because like it's like a test environment, and it says that here like we passed all the prerequisite checks. So like here you can also see, and then what we'll do is like we will just go ahead and hit install. And yeah, this takes a few seconds up to a minute. So once this is done, you will check back again on this part. So now you can see like it says that it's basically configured successfully and it's going to restart. So like just click on close, and once you do this, like the yeah, like your virtual machine or like your physical operating system, whichever you're using, like it will restart like after like adapting to the ADDS information and all the configuration. And yeah, in the login screen, when we were talking or like just about, I don't know if you remember, but we were talking about the NetBIOS name. What you will also see is like it will also have the same name, so like the practice/administrator. And so yeah, if you were going to like change a domain, let's say we are going to change to A, B, C, D, something like this, then you could do this, and you would go to like an other user option, and then like you can type ABCD slash and then the username and the password, and you can see that it changes. So yeah, like once the virtual machine boots up, I can show you again what I'm talking about. So what I was talking about, you can go to other user, and here like let's say BCD slash, and you can like type basically any username, password, something like this, and you will see like the particular change there. And yep, we will just go back to our practice administrator/administrator for our domain, and we can go ahead and log in. So whichever password you had for your login feature, And yeah, now that we are signed in, we will, once the server manager turns up and also like basically gets all the things loaded up, you will see the active and functioning domain quite soon. So yeah, as you can see, like here, when it says like it's loading up, it still takes time. If you have like a powerful machine, it will be like way faster than usual. But yeah, it's also completely fine if it takes a few seconds for it to like load up properly, to add up all the things that we wanted. So yeah, here now you can see like all the things. So the ADDS and the DNS, both are like added. And yeah, we have like these different services that were not there before. So like the, as I mentioned, Active Directory Domain Services and DNS, these both are now installed. And yeah, so yeah, if you are enjoying the content of this video so far, just make sure that you hit the like button. And yeah, if you have any questions up till now or anything, like just let me know down in the comment section. Like yeah, so all right, getting back to the content. Now that we have set up our like domain for Active Directory, we need to configure our group policies. So we are going to go to our server manager. So again here, and then click on tools. And in tools, you have to go and click on group policy manager. You will see the forest that we created. So like this practice lab, you will expand, and then you expand the domain. And here you can see like on the, you just right click on the domain that we created. And yeah, just what we'll be doing is like we'll click the create a GPO in this domain and link it here. So like clicking it here, this means that we are going to create a domain and we are going to apply it, and we are going to call this, let's say again, practice GPO. And yeah, once you have like added it some name, like you can name it whatever, just click on OK. Now what you're going to do is like we're going to click on our domain. So again, on our domain, expand it up, and I will also maybe increase this, then you can see it better. And yeah, we're going to click on group policy objects. So here, okay, and you can like see that I already created this practice GPO. So like what we just did, and yeah, like it exists here as well in our dialog box here. And yeah, so you can like actually disable either the entire group policies or part of it. So in this basically section, so if you see this GPO status like here, like it's enabled right now, but we can like disable the user configuration settings, like computer configuration settings, or basically the entire GPO we are using to leave it enabled. But you have to be very careful with like the GPO because they can result in issues very quickly for your entire domain. So if you like basically configure them in general like incorrectly, this can affect. So yeah, what we can now do is like here we're going to click on edit. And what you will notice that the configuration window is like the same as if we were configuring policies on the local system. So if you make any changes here, the entire domain is going to receive those settings, or at least the computers that are receiving that group policy. So now once you apply the settings, group policies can be updated like a few ways on the computer. So first of all, they update, I think by default it is I think 120 minutes, around yeah, like 120 minutes by default. You can like also go to the command prompt. So let's say like go here, type command prompt, and we are going to open the command prompt in the administrator. So like make sure that it's open in the administrator, and here we're going to like type gp update slash what we'll type is force. And what it will do is like it will update all the group policies that are destined for this system. So next, like the third way is that you can actually restart the system and then it will automatically refresh. This is also one way that you can do. So now if you want to actually see the group policies that are being sent to a specific system, you can like also actually do that. So yeah, you can go to here, like just go to cd desktop top, and what we'll do is like we will like put gp result slash capital sorry slash capital H, and then like file name.html. So let's say file.html. So what it will do is like this basically creates an HTML file for all the group policies that are being applied to a specific system. Yeah, will also like allow block contents. And so if I had, let's say, different policies that were being applied here, they would show up in here as well. So in this file, so I can just open it. And once it loads up, like you can see like all different things that it exists in here. And yeah, like, so there are like different things that you can actually visit, get information, and yeah, like you can also see the actual settings as well, the policies that are being pushed out to that specific system. So yeah, I would say like I highly encourage you to play around the GPO in a lab environment, because like it's going to be crucial that you know how to secure a Windows environment, like in most of the companies. Also, like if you are already, let's say like a sysadmin, I think this probably are already noticed and worked around this point as well. So yeah, this was about it on the topic of group policies and GPOs. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video, that you got a lot more information that you could like process, that you could understand. And yeah, I highly, as I said, highly recommend you to like do this hands-on, to do it yourself, to get a feel of how things work and play around, do mistakes basically, or just try different things, because that's how you learn. Doing things, like watching it, reading it, I think you might get maybe 20-30% of the information, but when you're doing it, I think that's the best way to grasp everything that comes along. So yeah, and if you really liked this information or this particular video, make sure that you hit the like button. Also, like, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel for different contents that are coming up, or yeah, just staying updated with all the different things that are planned, are in the pipeline. And yeah, if you have any questions, just write it down in the comment. If you have any healthy criticisms, make sure that you also pass it on. You can also like visit, as I mentioned, visit my website. to like read different things, to read about different topics on cybersecurity in my blog. And yeah, just feel free to explore my YouTube channel with other different content. And until next time, see you.